So this will be an interesting explanation here. We're going to talk about this table quite a bit and then maybe do some quick responses to the different case studies. But ultimately, in any situation, if you're running an experiment or looking at an observational study, and those are the two different things going on here, it all depends on how the study is set up to how to what you can do with the results. Okay, if you are selecting from a population, you can either get volunteers or say that this many people came into a hospital and therefore we can look at this group of people, but they're not randomly selected from the population. They're people that have come in with a certain ailment or something along those lines. You can say this is the people who who buy this product, or people who are this size or whatever. These are not randomly selected people, and so we can't say, well, we've got this group of people here that has shown up in some way, shape, or form, and therefore we found this about them, therefore we're going to say it's true about the entire population. Well, you can't. If it's not randomly selected from the population, you cannot make conjectures about the population. You cannot say this is true about the entire population. However, if you randomly select subjects for an experiment or an observational study, randomly selected from the population in whatever possible way that could be done, then you can, whatever you find within the context of that study, you can say it is also true about the population. So it's important to be able to see, when you're collecting data, is it random people? Are they people randomly selected from the population? Are they items randomly selected from the population? If so, you can make conjectures about the population. You can say that caffeine causes your pulse to rise, or you can say that vitamin C reduces canker sores in your mouth. Whatever it is that you're studying, you can say that's true about the entire population. However, if you're doing it by observation, if you say, oh, okay, well, you take vitamin C already? Okay, great. And you guys don't take vitamin C over there? Okay, great. Well, it seems like there's a difference between people who take vitamin C and the amount of canker sores. Well, that may be true, but we cannot say it's the vitamin C that causes, getting into something else. You can't necessarily say that it's true about the entire population. Okay, so if we see that canker sores, wait, how is it? Sorry, I got a little, fiddlesticks. Yeah, you know what? I was going to hit reset, but I'm just going to keep going. If you don't randomly select from the population, if you simply say, oh, I have a classroom of people here, I'm going to ask you guys, do you take vitamin C or not? If it's my classroom that I'm asking people, I can't necessarily say results are true about the population. I can only say what appears to be true in my particular classroom. There seems to be a connection between taking vitamin C and canker sores. I just can't say it's true about the population. Well, how can I say establish cause and effect? Well, that's looking at these guys up here. And what I've started to say, if I say, oh, wait, how many of you take vitamin C? Oh, okay, well, some of you do, and how many don't? Okay, well, some of you don't. Well, how many of you who take vitamin C have canker sores, and how many of you who don't have canker sores? And so if we find that there is a connection between canker sores and vitamin C, in that particular case, it's not random. I can't say that it's the vitamin C that causes the canker sores to increase or decrease or whatever, because I didn't randomly allocate to groups, or I didn't randomly assign a treatment. Okay? If I do randomly assign a treatment, you'll notice that these two things have in common cause and effect. If you randomly assign a treatment, you can establish cause and effect. If you do not randomly assign a treatment, then you cannot make references to cause and effect. You can't say that this causes that if you don't randomly assign the treatments. So let's just take a quick look at this first case study. The dentist studies all dental patients in town with appointments during the first 2 weeks of December. Well, it's taken during a certain time of year. We don't know why, but maybe there's a connection there. Maybe it's people who had too much candy during Halloween all have an increase of cavities, and therefore vitamin C is going to be canceled out or something like that. But sorry, I'll lay some foundation here. It says a dentist wants to know if a daily dose of 500 milligrams of vitamin C will result in fewer canker sores in the mouth, then taking no vitamin C. He configured several different case studies, and we will see those, the 4 different ones following this. Consider each case study and determine what can be concluded based on the type of study conducted. Okay, so he looks at just people with appointments during the first 2 weeks of December. That is not randomly selected from the population. Okay, first 2 weeks of December, not from the population. And then he randomly assigns half of them to take the 500 milligrams. So he's randomly assigning half for a treatment and half for a placebo. Okay, or basically says don't take vitamin C. Okay, after 3 months, he determines the proportion of each group has suffered from canker sores during that time. He finds that fewer people who take vitamin C complain of canker sores. Okay, well, it seems like there's something to this vitamin C thing. Okay, can we say that there is something that to this vitamin C thing? Can we say that's also true about the population? The answer is no. Nothing can be inferred about the general population because it was not randomly selected from the population. From POP. Okay? Because of that, now we might very well see that because he randomly assigned the treatments, we can establish cause and effect. What can be inferred to cause and effect? Increase in vitamin C causes a decrease in canker sores. Now, why can we say that? Well, we can say that because he randomly assigned them to treatments. Okay, so that works. However, what can be said about the general population? You can't necessarily advertise. He can't advertise to his patients, hey, this is going to be true about anyone who takes vitamin C. You're going to reduce the likelihood of canker sores. No, you can't. It was true about that group, but it can't be done about it can't be said about the entire population until we take a random sample from the population. You'll see that show up in some of the following case studies.